Hey guys, what's up everyone? Welcome back to a new video. In this video I'm going to quickly show you how to set up Tailwind CSS in your Astro project. As you know, we always provide a written guide that goes along with our videos, which helps you to quickly copy and paste the syntax that we are using throughout the video and follow along better. You can pull up that article if you go to cosec.com, click on Learn, Web Development and Astro. You will find it in there. You can also use the search bar, or if you watch this on YouTube, click on the link in the video description or in the upper right corner of your screen now. Or if you watch this on Humix, the link will be in the upper left corner of your screen. Alright, once you have that article pulled up, you can see that all of the syntax that we are going to use throughout this video is here, and you can just copy and paste each of those lines for a easier use. To get started, there are two ways of installing Tailwind CSS in a Astro project. The first way is the quick install, which is the way we recommend to do it. That way, all of the config files will automatically get generated and updated inside of your Astro project by running only one line of syntax, and everything is finished and set up. That's because Tailwind CSS is officially supported by Astro, and they created an installer that is really easy to use. There's also a way to manually add Tailwind CSS in case you should need that. I'm going to show you that afterwards as well, but let's first start with the quick install method. For the sake of this video, we are going to create a completely new Astro project. So I created a temp folder in here, and I'm going to do npm create Astro add latest to initiate a new Astro project, just to make sure we are on the same page here. Of course, if you have an existing Astro project, you can skip ahead. I would like to create this new project inside of this folder. I'm just going to create an empty project. In here, I'm going to install the recommended dependencies as well. And I'm basically just leaving everything on default, so that's the way how you would initiate a completely new Astro project. Then we are also going to initialize the Git repository, and for now we are going to set TypeScript to relaxed, and our Astro project has been created inside of our current folder here, and we can open that up in VS Code by typing code space dot. If you want to know how to set that up, I leave a link in the article as well as in the video description for you to use. So now we have VS Code open. This is our project. It's pretty blank. The package.json file is pretty empty. The tsconfig file is empty as well, and there is no Tailwind config file whatsoever. I'm going to close that again. And now we are going ahead and we are going to install Tailwind CSS in Astro using the quick install method. To do that, you simply have to type npx astro add tailwind. Once you type that command out, it asks you a bunch of questions if you want to install the package, and I'm going to say yes by just hitting enter. Then it's going to install all of the dependencies. Then it's asking you if you also want to create a minimal Tailwind config ZJS file, which is the Tailwind config file. I'm going to hit enter again. Then it's going to ask you if you allow it to make the changes that are written on the screen inside of your astro.config mjs file. This is what I'm talking about, that it's automatically integrating everything. So I'm going to hit enter one more time, and boom, that's it. Now if you open up code again, VS Code, and we're going to open that up, and we now see that there is a Tailwind config CJS file with all of the required exports and stuff like this. And also if you open up our Astro config mjs file, you can see that it automatically imported Tailwind, and it's also integrated Tailwind into the default config of Astro, so it's included it here inside of this array. Now this is basically all we need to do to use Tailwind. If we go ahead and we just open up any kind of page, the index.astro page, and let's quickly pull that up so you can see it. We do npm run dev. For this, I'm gonna move the terminal a little bit to the side here. Then I'm gonna open up the page. Gonna bring that over for you. Let's see that I'm not blocking it anyhow. Okay, so now we have that open. Then we're gonna open VS Code again. Gonna move that to the side, close the sidebar. Okay, so I can already see that Tailwind is enabled because this H1 is in fact without any styling, and this is the default behavior of Tailwind CSS. that it's automatically resetting all styles. Now if we add a class and we say text for XL and we hit save, you can see that the Tailwind CSS class is in fact working. Let's try another one. We just wrap a div around this H1 and we use another Tailwind class here. Let's say BG gray 300 or something. And we can see that that in fact worked. And this is how to install Tailwind CSS using the quick install method. Okay, as for the manual method of installing Tailwind CSS in your Astro project, I just created another new, completely fresh Astro project. And the way to install that manually is by doing npm install, then you do @astro.js/tailwind and then space tailwind. And let's quickly run that installer. Then we need to do a couple of manual steps after that. All right. Okay, that went through. Now we are going to open up VS Code inside of this folder again. And then if we look, there is no Tailwind config file at all. Now we need to add a little bit of code to our Astro config mjs file for that to work. So first we are going to import Tailwind from @astro.js tailwind, and then we need to add it inside of the integrations here. So it's defined config, it's an object, and then we're gonna do integrations : and then we open up our array and we say Tailwind and parentheses around, we hit save, and that looks pretty good. Now I actually don't know about the config file. Let's just do npm run dev and see what happens. I don't know if you need to create that or if in fact Tailwind is creating that by itself. It seems like it's saying something here. Yep. Okay, we just tried it anyway. It seems like it's working. So it doesn't really need the config file unless it's automatically created it, but I don't think so. Let's see here. Nope, it's not there. Let's see if it works. Pages. I actually never used this way of manually installing it, so I'm not sure if we need that config file or not. Probably we do need it to set some parameters, but let's see if that works. So let's go to the H1 here. Let's say class text for XL. And yeah, that is working. So Tailwind is also manually installed. And I'm pretty sure those are the instructions that are officially from the Astro.js documentation, so that should pretty much work as intended. All right. I hope this tutorial helped you to get up and running with Astro and Tailwind CSS. Tailwind CSS is super popular at the moment, and I really like to develop with it because it allows me to quickly style things without writing a bunch of CSS code. And it also allows me to use a lot of free pre-made Tailwind CSS components out of my project, right out of the bat, without any need to code anything. I really like that way of building components and building web applications by using just some pre-made components from all of the countless component libraries out there that are using Tailwind CSS. And once you wrap a head around the syntax of Tailwind CSS, you can really quickly put something together that actually looks good without the need to writing a lot of lines of CSS. And in my opinion, it also makes the code look a little bit some people like it, some people don't. Well, for me, I know Tailwind CSS, so I can quickly navigate around, especially if you use an extension like Headwind, which I highly recommend you use for VS Code. It's the Headwind extension as well as the official Tailwind CSS VS Code extension. Both of them are mandatory, in my opinion, for development with Astro and Tailwind CSS. Alright guys, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to this rather new channel. It's the official channel of our blog where we will post more rapid fire instructional videos. And if you look for a longer format content, make sure to follow @StefanRose on YouTube and on Twitter. This is where we will output more long format video tutorials like our recent Astro.js tutorial series, and the upcoming building a link tree with Astro.js tutorial will also be on the Stefan Rose channel. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope to see you back in the next one. Until then.